Okay, I wanted to do something like a sort of dimension hopping thing because there is a there's something which like in terms of I like this sort of setup, right, with the checkerboard um, fortresses. I mean, honestly, this I felt could have turned out better, so I might just try a couple of digit dimlets on this. Just put in three, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And let's have a look, see how it goes. These should be pretty, yeah. The good thing about these is I don't need to change the settings much. A couple of capacitors around, should be fine. Just put one more. Yeah, I could infuse it, I suppose. But it's not going to take particularly long. I might just actually just prime one of these deep builder. Oh yeah, you can actually. I forgot. This is a new thing, isn't it? Yeah, that makes things a lot easier. Okay, ID3. So yeah, I wanted to find one which didn't have the lost cities in it. Basically, that was not really what I was looking for. Okay, let's get rid of some of the stuff I was using in the last yesterday's episode. I don't know. I might go back to it, so I'm not going to get rid of that actually because it's got some information in there. But yeah, so it was basically nether fortresses. I was using a checkerboard pattern, no effects, and I wanted to combine the flower forest with the mesa. I thought there's a way that I could get a decent combination of those two. And I'm just seeing what additional things happen. Mm. You see, you get pretty varied effects. Yeah, I mean it's not that varied. I've had this sort of because I've made a lot of dimensions in the past. You see, this has got a more regular sort of checkerboard thing in it. With the scions, you do see that. The Nether Fortress spawn, not bad. Yeah, the only problem is it doesn't spawn with anything in it. I do like the Nether Fortress, but you see, doing a selection like this is actually quite handy. That's an interesting shape around the central area. Hmm. Yeah, but you can really see the checkerboard pattern, which is not really what I want to see. The problem is that if when the mesa spawns like this, it will only spawn one layer of clay. It doesn't spawn the whole lot. It's very flat, which I don't like. So I don't probably won't keep that one. Let's try. This is infused. Okay, good. This is not really the way you're supposed to do it. Just extracting it in, but I don't know. Not ideal. Okay, let's just make it easy. I have to do four here instead. Just want to see if I can get some better stuff here. Let me see what the speed of this is now. What's that? But it's probably about 20 seconds. Yeah, it's not really worth me just making a new clip for this. That's yeah, that should be okay. And it's done. Oh, interesting. If you get there slightly too early, it doesn't. It just calls it that. Can you go there when it's? I don't know. I don't think you can. So yeah, I just want to. I just want to. This is an interesting thing, isn't it? Just seeing what the variations are in a certain. I mean, because the thing is, if I did more dimlets than that, I probably wouldn't be able to see the variations that much. But I mean, since I did my couple of videos on it, and if you are interested in this, I did a pretty interesting video in terms of the. It's on this one. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of it is varied. This is actually a different controller. This is interesting because it's actually put an additional controller. It's actually impossible to do this if you manually do it. So it means that it is this. I think was it mountains? Maybe. I'm trying to remember which controller it was that was used here. If you watch my video on controllers, though, you'll see there was a video similar to this. Not bad. Got two different types of clay there, which is interesting. But you'll find one of the things I've noticed is that there is variation, but it's not like huge. Let's try exactly the same thing several more times because I'm curious to see if I'm just curious to see how much variation there is. My thought is probably not much, but again, we'll try it. So we'll take the which one did I do there? Oh, I can look at it because I'm about to extract it anyway. So I did 4 there. Let's take the 5 now. Yeah, I mean I could change the controller, but the thing is, what I'm really looking for is something which doesn't look like it's just checkerboard pattern. I think that could be interesting. Let's charge this up as well. You know what I could do? I could just put a couple of capacitors just one more maybe. Maybe that will help it a little faster. I'll put another one here as well. I'm not going to put one on the other side, just be awkward to get it out. Alright, but I think that's a bit better. Let's just carry on then. I'm not bothering to change the name. It's just, yeah. Because you see, I haven't seen much really that's that different. I don't think there will be much that's that different. I think each of these... I think eventually we're going to start seeing very similar looking stuff. Yeah, you see, this one looks almost exactly the same. Obviously the... what effect is that for the sky? That's a funny effect for the sky. Is it animated? No. I'm not sure what sky that counts as. I could look. There's a way to. It's in somewhere in our. If I can't remember, I can't remember. Yeah. I think we're in 5 probably. Ender sky. Yeah, this is the right one. This is number 5. In fact, I'm actually labeling it correctly. That is Ender Sky, is it? It's funny what does it look like at night then? Not much different. No, not so much different. It gives a strange effect though, doesn't it? Alright, let's just... this is actually a very good way to look at it. I just wonder, I just have a feeling that there's not really that many ways to create... I don't know, it's a funny mod this. I'm kind of... It's very interesting, but... Let's just carry on then. So that was number 5. Take it number 6 now. Yep. Obviously, I mean, there's a chance, I suppose, that something like a huge... It seems to always be the same cost, though, so... I don't know. Let's get rid of 4 and 5. Let's just try to keep the inventory clear. We'll do the others in a moment. Okay, into ID6. I mean, does it look at previous ones and sort of, you know? I want to try. I may even try something with different controllers. But if you do it into different controllers, then you may get different variation. Sorry, what? I must have done this incorrectly. I did. That was field waves. Oh no, sorry. Oh, oh, interesting. Terrain. Why did the terrain do that? Huh. Terrain waves. So they all seem to have terrain waves. Oh no. Third one has a terrain island. Alright, so that was the one I did in that video yesterday, Terrain Lost Cities. So that's funny, isn't it? That this one has got terrain waves, but because the base block was stone. And what did we get on the base block of this one? Yeah, it's very unusual that was what happened. I guess I'm not specifying the terrain. So maybe if I specified the terrain I might get a better result. Might. Yeah, you see I'm getting field... I could just go normal terrain. So I guess this is another thing which I'm varying. It's worth looking at, but I don't think it's not an interesting enough fact for me to really change my methodology here. I don't think. Okay, let's do number 7 then. Can you oh no, I already had it shown. Isn't there a mod that lets you see the whole lot of the tags? I think there is, rather than just say NBT7 tags. I think there's more on it than that. I mean, that may be the 7 tags, but there must be more on it than that. Okay, I think I did that correctly. I mean, I could almost not even go to the dimension and just review it and review the information on it. But it's fun to go to the dimensions in there, so. The problem is, I have a feeling that once you get to a certain number of dimensions that you go to, there starts to be more errors. I don't know why, but there's no reason, for instance, this one would take any longer to load than the last one. Maybe the rain, I don't know. This better be good. Hello? Okay, there's a lot of land, that's why. Okay, a lot of land. This block is probably completely solid. Let's see what the info on this is. It's a flooded cavern. Oh, okay. That's not good then, is it? It means this whole thing has got. And it's added an additional feature of dense caves. I'm curious to see what it looks like. Okay, there's a huge. There's. Yeah. Interesting. Oh yeah, I was. Okay. Let me just look at that again. Yeah. I wonder why it's put dense caves in there. Because it couldn't. Yeah. I wonder if it's done that in a sort of. It makes a lot of sense in a flooded cavern to have dense caves, isn't it? Doesn't it? And I wonder if that's on purpose or it's just random. Because that's the thing. It's not really telling you if that's like a subset of the features, a subset of the terrain. So that was number 7 anyway. I think this is actually the best way of doing things, the way I've done it here. Choosing the controller and the biomes and then varying everything else. It's possible actually though if I did specify the terrain arguments as well, it may get even better results. I'll probably do a separate video on that one. Let's do another one though. So that's number 7. And take out number 7, and let's go for number, where are you? 8. Okay. I don't know how many I'll do. We'll see. This is 8, isn't it? But the problem is that you don't get, in certain configurations, you don't really see the Nether Fortress too much. That's kind of what I'm interested as well. Like, yeah. I don't know. You'd have to do a lot to really tell which ones are going to occur. I just don't think those dense caves would have appeared, though. I really don't. If there wasn't a flooded cavern, I don't think it would have just made like a sky world with dense caves. Well, it might have done that one. Maybe it is just random. Okay, this one's going to be a bit quicker from the looks of it. Let's have a look, see what it is quickly. Just look immediately what it is. So we've got a cavern. It's got a squid spawn. This must be a. It looks like it's Eternal Night, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is actually in the cavern. No, I'm not. It's funny the cavern spawns like this. So the cavern is what? It's about here. It's coming up soon, I think. Let's just check where it is. So this is what a regular cavern looks like without the dense caves. So essentially the dense caves will make the area much better. And that's what I'm gathering from this. Yeah, it seems that way. There's a lot of gold ore around. And like no other ore. I'm also not seeing many squid there. I'm very curious to see if there's actually are squid down here. There should be a huge amount of squid here, right? Okay, there are actually quite a few squid. There's diamond. Interestingly, this is the funny thing about the flower forest, of course, is that the reason I chose flower forest because there's a thing that on this flower on this spot, whatever Y level I'm at, this will always be the flower that exists. Cavern is kind of cool, but it is less. Yeah. It's interesting. Let's go back. Yeah, this has given me some ideas for how I could perhaps make it more interesting cavern world. But yeah, you can really see that you do genuinely get a nice variety on this. So what do we have here? That's number 8. let's do 9 now. I can always go beyond, can't I? If I just put 2 of them in. Now give this a little charge. And that should be enough. We done? Not quite. It doesn't. I don't need to worry too much. Okay. So number 9. Nope. Should be there now. There. Yeah, it's just a bearing. Okay. Yep. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'm trying to think like, because for instance, if you had one thing you could perhaps do with the cavern is if you had a mushroom island, if you could get that to spawn inside the caverns, you could get a cavern with the giant mushrooms in it. Yeah, this is very similar. We actually get this for some reason. Another thing that's interesting is that you get the white clay, and that's the that's not the top level, is it? It is. I'm trying to remember what level. I think it is actually quite a high level on it. Let's have a look at this. I might do no rain as well in the future. This is chaotic terrain. Oh yeah. I think I may have taken the. Oh yeah, I was trying to think why there's no stars ever, but I've realised I took it out. Chaotic terrain is interesting in that. I don't know. This is. I'm trying to think if. It doesn't seem to affect these structures, though, does it? Let me just. It's actually only raining in one section there. I mean, is that a normal nether fortress? Let's just look at it from above. We'll have to go here so we don't get rain. It may be a bit weird. It's a nice structure there. The nether fortress is a nice structure, there's no doubt about it. What actually spawned on the nether fortress? I'm curious to see which of the mo creatures is on there. It's always these guys, yeah, it's funny. I'm surprised this is a different level. It's actually, oh yeah, this is the base block, isn't it, of the terrain, yeah. So it's actually spawned that above the... It's funny how the flower forest is spawned here. It's still above it though, isn't it? Yeah, the flower forest is still above the actual terrain. But there should actually be... Yeah, there is. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I do like the chaotic look, but it's not... I think it's not that useful to work with. It's just a randomizing sort of thing. That's cool. Let's do a couple more. Okay, that's number 9. Let's try number 10 then. That would make the most sense, you would think. Let's just do digit. Let's just do I'll just do 1 1 2 2. I think that'll be enough for now. Digits of 1 1. Looks okay. Just to get that, you know, that unique identifier or whatever. And go on. Why not? I can't click on it. I just sort of guess how long it's going to take. But that's going to make it go a little bit faster. Should be there. Of course, now then now it's going to be annoying because it's not going to match up properly. Yeah, what I should have actually done is do 10 to be 10, and then I could do 11 to be 11, and then I could do 22 to be 12. That's what I should have done. But anyway, doesn't matter now. But that would have made more sense. You could just do 12. I'll just do 12 for the next one actually, and then I can do 22, and then it'll be back to normal. Just because I like to have a little bit more structure in this. It's kind of interesting. Let's see what we got anyway. Dimension 10. Liquid terrain. Well, that is liquid terrain. Yeah, this is interesting actually because yeah, that overrides everything when you get liquid terrain. Yeah, I mean it just makes it. The feature is no dimlet buildings. Why would you have that as a feature? That's very odd. This is the case, I see. Yeah. And that's the interesting thing, isn't it? That you can't just spawn directly in the water. You have to have this building here. So this automatically spawns. It's funny there's no dimlet buildings on that one. Oh well, nothing to see here really. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead of... So I will make this one. I'll make this one, I'll just put this one as 12, right? It'll just be a little bit easier. So I'll do that. We'll put in... I wish these were in... I don't know why they're not in order. It's kind of... So yeah, this will be 11, but then the next one will be 22, which will be 12. And it'll be 33, which will be 13. So it'll make more sense, right? If I just do this as 12 here. And in you go. Yeah, it makes more sense to do those, I think. And let's get rid of those. And let's head in to 1 second. Here we go. Head into ID 11. But it's interesting, isn't it, to always keep the same controller and the same structure. You see, that makes no sense to me. Oh, wait a minute. Did I click the wrong thing? I must have clicked the wrong one. Yeah, this happened before. This makes no sense. Maybe I've got the pattern wrong here. No, I just clicked the wrong thing. I think I just clicked the wrong one, right? Invalid destination? What are you talking about? ID 11. It's fully charged. It's still saying it's an invalid destination. That's very odd. It should be a cavern. What are you talking about? How is that an invalid destination? I wonder if it's... Let me give myself that tab again. Let's put this one in. Let's go. Still an invalid destination. Okay, that one didn't work. I don't know why. But I'm not going to spend too long on that one. That's kind of strange though. Is there a problem with having two dimlets or something? Let's do 22 then. Maybe I didn't give it a name actually. Maybe that was why. Let me just I think probably that was actually the reason. Let me just check this again then. Yes, that's correct. Still an invalid destination. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we still got an invalid destination. Maybe there's just a certain amount of... I feel like I had this exact problem when I did this before. There's just like, it's just too many. You're doing too many. Let's see what we got on 12. Okay, it's just appearing. I think maybe it's not. Maybe I just did something wrong there. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. It's strange though. It is strange. I don't feel like I did anything particularly differently. I feel like I'm just going along and... Here we go. We've got pillar courts now. Eh? Wow, it's put in quite a lot here. It's put in the inside terrain. It's put in huge ore blocks, and then put the feature of ravines and you see that can't be. It's weird that the huge orb features must come from it must come from as a result of the terrain. That feature. It's no way they both come at the same time. That's what I don't get really. It's interesting we actually got more levels here of the clay. This, I mean, this is kind of weird, actually. Kind of cool, though. It looks like it's just done both biomes on each island. That's what it looks like to me. I don't think... At first glance, I actually thought the orbs had somehow got into the terrain itself. But I think that's just... maybe not. I wonder what it looks like underground. There's no ravines, are there? Oh, there are ravines. The ravines look completely normal, though. Still interesting, that one. Let's go back. Yeah, I think really what yeah, I mean, I do feel that maybe those orbs were affecting a lot more than just... Let me just look at the word orb here. Yeah, so why if it's this is what I don't get. It's a terrain. It is not a feature. It's part of the terrain. The orb. Terrain, huge orb blocks. They're part of the terrain. Whereas the feature is huge orbs. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. But anyway. Alright, so I was actually I was still labelling this correctly, so I can just carry on. Obviously, like I said, I was disappointed the other one didn't work, but fuck it. So we got a 22 here. So that means we're going to take a 33 next. And let's go. Boost. Oh, actually I need to charge. That should be enough. Dimension 13, let's go. Almost ready. Can I actually see the stats of it before I even go? I can. Yeah, this is not so interesting, the Invertigo one, to be honest. But we'll look. We'll look. What I might do is just be a little bit more, you know, a bit more kind of selective about which ones I go to. The upside down one is interesting. It's a bit like chaotic. It kind of sounds interesting, but it's such a irregular thing that. There's not a huge amount of interest there. I don't know. It's just a bit pointless. Although, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? Fuck. Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, it's just upside down. I wonder how the flowers. It doesn't actually work, this water, does it? Because it should flow upwards, but it doesn't. No, there's nothing on it. It's just a liquid block that doesn't. We're never going to get to the top. Yeah, this is just the ground, basically. Yeah. This is really why. To be honest, yeah. To be honest, this is kind of why. You can get more interesting ones when it spawns normal land, but I'm not sure really what the benefit of it is. And that was. This is dimension 13. Pretty straightforward. Interestingly, the celestial angle is 0.2. I've noticed that you can actually. There seems to be variation on it. So I don't know what that's about. Okay, let's do another number. What are we on now? 44. We'll try. Do we have a 4 in here? No. Okay. What's this? Same. Yeah. I was still thinking about the that 12 one. You know, ID 11. Kind of funny one that. Oh, we need a bit more charge. Wow. Why am I getting through the charge so fast? I guess you don't get that much. What's going on here? Okay. I think it may have just been creating it. Let's just go to it. It's probably better to go to it rather than looking at the info every time before you go. I mean, it's a little bit of a, you know, you want to actually see what you're going to. I put 44, I think I did. And I forgot to change it. On the dialer, didn't I? I don't know, I think I did. Let's hope I did anyway. Okay. Looks like that is the case. See what we got on this one. See, one of the things it doesn't have though is like, for instance, say I don't want long loading times. I would like to exclude like caverns and you know huge systems like that. I'm not sure you can do that. This one's got an interesting sun. I think maybe this is to do with the. This has got 2. Has it got 2? No. What's happened here? I'm not sure I've seen this one. It's the grid one. Small sun, sun, and small sun. There should be multiple suns here. Are there multiple suns? Not that I can see. Yeah, I mean this is pretty throwaway, this one as well. I was curious if it would actually how it would spawn this. Yeah. A little bit pointless, that one. I mean, here's the thing, right? Yeah. I think really what I want, I think if this is telling me anything, so I probably want to actually specify the terrain as well. But like I said, I haven't looked at all the terrain yet, so I may as well do it, you know. So I've got 44 there. Let's do a 55 now. I might just go to 99 and then that'll be that. So 55, please. Let's give this. I'll give it a decent charge this time. Yeah, that's pretty enough. And let's head to dimension number 15. Not there. I don't know. I sort of know I could probably click it at that stage, but I may as well not. Yeah, I mean, there's very low chance you get much, really. I don't know. I don't know what I'm expecting to get, really. You know, huge amounts of extra structures, or a combination of controllers, or you know, or terrains, a combination of two terrain types. That's really what I would like to get, but I don't think it's possible. That'd be that would get you really interesting terrain, but doesn't seem to occur. I may actually now think about it, I may just leave it after this one. I feel like I don't know, unless I can come up with a different you know, obviously I came into this video thinking I'm going to do the checkerboard, I'm going to have these two biomes. And it's not. I mean, the question for me really is is the more I specify, is that going to increase or diminish the chances of getting, you know, cool looking worlds? And you would think it would be diminished, but I'm not sure. I have to look at it. But yeah, this to me is like this is one reason why I probably should check, because if it's going to spawn in huge amounts of terrain. Let's have a look what it is. It's not telling me. No? Any info about what this dimension might be, please? Any info? It's locked up a bit. Now, this is actually a different version of what I normally get. Oh wow, I can't even move. There's invisible blocks. I know. Yeah, this is what happens when it doesn't work properly. So I wonder why it's failed here. Oh, it hasn't actually failed. Yeah. It's actually chosen. That's very odd that it actually chooses this block. It actually looks better than the other time I did this. But what is the point of having this block? You can't use it for anything, can you? No. It's that one, I think, actually. This has got to be an error, hasn't it? This is actually a more interesting world than normal. I wonder what the benefit of using a block like this is. It kind of looks like you can see contouring better and stuff, and heights and stuff. Like I can tell that section is higher than that section, but I'd probably be able to do that most of the time anyway. It's not actually; it's lower. Okay then. Either way, it doesn't seem great. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end the episode there. Shall I? Well, no, we got. I was about to say the speed is really shit now, but as soon as we got back, I know it's a huge bump. I think it was just that one. Yeah, that I don't know why that happens. I feel like that shouldn't happen because that seems to be like some sort of testing thing. So why that happens, I've got no idea. Okay, so that was 55. Let's carry on for 66, maybe. I do feel like I want to quit at this point, but we'll store it. We'll give it a go. Yeah, I think getting close. Yeah, getting close to not. What's that? About 80%. And go a bit faster. And here we go. $16. I think I'll just do 17. I'll just do 17. I'll do one more after this, and then we really are done. I just want to get something really, really awesome. I just want to give myself a couple of chances to do it. Here we go. You know you want to give me an awesome one. Give me an awesome one. Keep on getting these like huge terrain. Yeah, this is another serious one. What's going to happen? Let's see if we can. For some reason, I couldn't even see the stats on this one. Yeah, it's not letting me see the stats anymore. Weird. This better not be another one of those. If it's just going to do cross blocks again, that would really. I have a feeling it is going to do that. Something's gone wrong with it. No, we're good. Okay, we're back. This actually may be a good one. Isn't this, yeah, Terrain Islands? This is actually quite nice. Yeah. Pretty standard. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah. I think I'm just going to leave it here. I feel like there's only so much I can get out of this at this point. So thanks for watching.